What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another version of the live match reaction show. Hey, 3-0 to the Palace over Norwich. Definitely a dominant performance for us. Know we got a lot of I guess differing opinions in our chat so far as we were looking at it before. We got a few of y'all that need to temper things, chill out a little bit. On the front end, let's just say no, Conor Gallagher will not be going back to Chelsea because he can't. So chill on that. He's all good. But fellas, joined by Patrick and Stan, of course. Start out with you, Patrick. What are your initial thoughts from the result today?
I'm very happy with the result. I mean, given that Norwich are a very, very poor side, do what we had to do today. We got the clean sheet. We got Mateta and Edward on the score sheet. We rested a few players. I understand Gallagher was rested. It might be COVID. Either way, he didn't play today. And I thought the players that good job. I mean, again, a lot of players. I mean, a guy like Kuyate and Hughes played a lot of minutes in the last couple of matches. Hughes was brilliant today. You played really well today. I mean, it was just a good performance all around, and I was just happy to get the win. I don't care how he played in the second half. I'm just happy with the win. So for me, it's a very good day today. Up to ninth.
Right on, right on. Pat and Stan, what'd you think? How'd you feel about things?
Listen, with a bit of a depleted squad, JP on the score sheet, French Eddie, a goal and 2 assists. You can't really complain. I do wish that we turned the screw a little bit second half, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they had me on. Like, I was annoyed because that Norwich team is so bad, and we gave them a couple chances. And if that was like anyone else, then it might have been a different game. But I just wish like we've got 0, like goal differences down to 0. I just wish we turned the screw and got like 2 more goals to have a +2 goal difference. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what I wish it would be. But listen, a win at home. What have we lost? Once or twice? No, once at home all season.
Once.
The Villa
Only
match,
once.
yeah.
We've only lost 6 games up until now.
Yeah, no. People think we've lost like 10 already. Yeah, no, it's only
You
6.
would think. You would
Listen,
think.
you can't
We're
complain.
Palace. Can't be happy. Yeah, we're Palace. We've got to be happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying it before we went on, Patrick. He's like, our fans can be so picky and particular about certain things. It's like,
We're
no,
Palace,
man, we're in
just
a
be
good
happy.
spot.
Yeah,
Like,
we're good.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
good. We're good.
I'm pleased with things. I mean, yes, I agree with some of the pessimists. We didn't have as good of a second half. I think we played a little bit more lax in the second half.
Right.
And I think that can be the gift and the curse of having a game in hand after only 45 minutes of playing. But overall, we still didn't concede a goal. I mean, we played against a lesser team, and we understand that. And I think a lot of our fans wanted us to go ahead and, like you said, really put it to them, and they wanted that 7-0.
Right.
I think as far, but I mean, if you think about it though, as far as like goal difference, I mean that's 3 to the good. When you think about the Premier League standing,
we brought the goal difference back, right? So
I think it's even.
It's even now. Yeah, 27 scored, 27.
And I think that's why we're in ninth, because
it is. It's on goal difference.
Yeah, on goal difference. So I mean, I think job done, mission accomplished with that type of game. Get out of there, get to the new year, get some guys back healthy. Hopefully, Yoakum isn't hurt too bad.
What's wrong with him?
They mentioned hamstring during the broadcast.
Yeah, hopefully that's not long term.
Yeah, hopefully it's not.
Not good.
It's just one of those things. So what would you all say were some of the big time positives that you saw from today? I'll start with you, Stan.
I think Edward, a goal, 2 assists. Will Hughes, excellent. And obviously Mateta, like, you know what? He had a couple chances. That was a good finish. And just to finish it off, has anyone seen the Brighton fans? Are they selling their plane tickets they bought to Milan? I thought they were like genuine contenders for Europe or something, no? Yeah, that's all I'm going to say, mate.
Gotta love it. So Patrick, what were some of the positives that stood out to you?
Well, definitely the clean sheet. We needed that. It's good to see Guaita back in there. Didn't have a lot to do, but he made the key saves again. I always said about him, just make a couple of saves at big times. He did that today. Like Stan, I thought Edouard was really, really good today. I've been critical of him. So fair play to him for what he did today. And Mateta, we spoke before, T, that if he leaves after that match, having scored against Brighton, and then today he leaves with my blessing. I think he's a competent player if given a chance, but I understand why he'd want to move on, why we might move on from him, maybe get a different type of a striker. But if he stays, though, I'd be happy to see him stay either way. But like I said, I'm happy for him today because I thought he played really well today.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I will say? Like, he's only started 3 games, I think. So Leeds, Brighton,
exactly,
and he's gotten 2
he's
goals.
come up
in 3
trumps
starts.
2 of them with a goal. So
exactly. So
look,
Impressive.
his ball control's not the greatest, but as a third striker,
right,
solid.
I agree. Totally.
you know, he done his job today, man.
And you know, it's interesting to me because seeing him play well and knowing that, hey, you know, you got a pretty competent third striker. Although I don't want to pay the amount that we would.
He was playing Norwich, bear in mind. Like, they're bad.
True.
They are
true.
bad.
They were
but again, you say it's a good finish, though. It really, I don't care.
Honestly, with that finish, I don't know. There's not a lot of goalkeepers that would say that.
Of course, a keeper like that. Well, you're a keeper, Stan. Would you have saved that one?
No.
There you go. So, I could say great finish, right?
I couldn't save him when they were shot straight at me at the best of times, man.
Just checking, mate. Just checking.
No, I think the thing that you can think about too is, you know, what does the future look like as far as that's concerned? Because I don't know, you know, the price that it would cost to keep him, I'm not okay with. But if we were able to retain him for a lower price, I'd be cool with that because, you know, I don't know, at the end of the season, maybe Benteke moves on. Yeah. So then you at least have 2 competent strikers that we know of.
On your books, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, a lot of rumors going around. We don't know what's really going on in the back. I know for a fact that he has to play X amount of matches to kick in, and he didn't play those matches, so he can leave, whether he decides to kick in and do it. But again, for him, he's been on the periphery all season, basically. Hasn't gotten a look in, and then comes in probably his last match for us and scores a goal. You got to give the guy a lot of credit for just putting a professional performance today, because a lot of players would have just, you know, said to themselves in their back end. Who remembers? I was there. Do you remember Patrick Bamford's last match for Palace, Stan?
Where was that?
It was at Selhurst Park. I flew over. It was 2016. I flew over for that game, and he played really poorly. And then after the game, he pissed off back to Chelsea. And I was really
Who did we play?
I'm going to say Swansea.
Oh, was it? Okay,
Swansea,
yeah.
Yes. It was Boxing Day.
I went to the Chelsea game New Year's Day. We had depleted squad. They done us 3 or 4-0.
Right.
And the away end was singing, "He left because you're shit. He left because you're shit." He left because you're shit.
You know, I think I might have been at that match too. I think I went to both. Yeah, but I just remember, all I remember is that he played. He was really poor, and he just couldn't wait to leave. My point is, though, with Mateta again, the fact that who knows if he's going to stay. Performance like that today was key. So he played really well. So again, I think
he will stay. I don't think what's it called?
Well, again, we'll see.
They've said at Mainz there's no option for him to come back or something like that. So,
and I think part of that was the fact that if he does end up leaving here and going somewhere else other than Mainz, we'll get a part of that money because we're actually going to be finding the suitor for him. Apparently,
interesting. Okay,
like similar to that the Sorloth situation.
Yeah. Well, that would work out for us. Great. He can go somewhere else as opposed to going back.
And
to
that's what I'm
Mainz
saying. Like, being that we can come to any team and say, hey, he's on good form. Look what he's done in the past, you know, 2 or 3 matches. You know, here's what we're looking at. You know, and if we pull 8 million, I'm cool with that. Like,
I would say also like big shout out to Usain Roberts, like, for taking the team, getting them fired up. Shows that the boys really respect him. You know.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, it could have easily been, the gaffer's not there, it's Christmas, we'll have a day off. Do you know what I mean? But you know, they really put a shift in today. So
they did.
And they put a shift in against Spurs. I mean, you know, also just way off the subject, if there's any Spurs fans in here, I just want to say, like, you know what?
I'm sure. But
you're acting like you've won 20 league titles and Antonio is your manager, but you drew 1-1 against 10 men Southampton today. Reality check. Thank you.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, they didn't win that match.
Yeah. So what were some of the things that we can work on that we could see some improvement from, Patrick? Were there any areas that stood out to you?
The midfield three I wouldn't want to see very often. Even though Schlupp had a brilliant goal, I didn't think he played that well today.
He played terrible. He played terrible.
Right. Again,
just running the blind out and losing the ball.
Finish. So, as far as better. I'd like to see if we're going to play. Well, Kyoto's going to be gone, so you're going to have Hughes, who's been brilliant. Gallagher will be back in there, so that third person can be interesting. Like I said, it probably ends up being Luca, but it might end up being Schlupp. So I mean,
you know what? When I saw him coming on today, because they were overrunning us a bit in the midfield second half, and I was like, "Oh my god, why are you bringing him on?" But he actually slowed the game down. Slowed the game down, didn't it? Yeah.
He did. Captain did a good job today. Yeah, but so that's what I would like to see a little difference is the midfield. And again, as someone said, we're getting closer to getting Maka back. At every game that goes on, he gets fitter and fitter, hopefully in the background. So if he's back with Hughes and interested to be who's the third person now in that midfield, because right now I don't know who it would be. I mean, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Luca because he's not perfect because he's the replacement obvious for Kouyaté, but at this point I'm not sure who it's gonna be. It's gonna be Maka, Gallagher. Well, I guess no, it's Maka, Gallagher, and I guess Hughes.
I think you know who was solid today again, and I've given him untold grief
Ayew.
Start of the season again, but. You know what? Like
really good.
His maturity's coming through.
His
maturity's coming through, though. I think Palace fans, myself included, have started to accept that he might just be a bit more of a winger rather than an actual forward.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
more of a wide midfield.
He was very mature today. Do you know what I mean? I like, and he was against Spurs, against Saints, against.
But to be fair, he's been doing it for a while, though, Stan. He really has. Since even United, he played well. United, Leeds. You're right, Ayew's been very solid for the last 6-7 matches. He's gone under the radar because we focus on the other side being Wilf. You know what I mean? But Ayew he draws fouls, he gets creative. I mean, we're gonna miss him when he goes off to AFCON. We're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him on that side for sure.
Yeah, I think who's gonna play on that side as well?
And that's a great.
You got Elise, but he's got the Rona. So you don't know when he's coming back, do you?
Yeah, it could be Elise. It could be putting Edward over there and flipping and have Zaha back. Zaha's gonna be gone too.
Zaha's gonna be gone too. It's an issue.
Yeah, so Zaha's back for West Ham. Obviously, Anderson's probably out for a couple of weeks.
Well, no, actually, because the West Ham game is what?
It's
New Year's Day.
Oh, it's on New Year's Day. Yeah, he might.
I think that'll be their last game because I think
they'll
be gone for the Millwall match. Yeah, so
it's
a conundrum.
It gives us time. I think we're going to get guys back. Like if we're looking at the timeline, we're going to get guys back from the COVID protocols.
You're right, because it would be a week now. Plus, exactly.
We'll get those guys back. So
looking at it now though, like ravaged by COVID, busiest time of the year. A win, which is good. Get a point against West Ham, and that's not a bad return. Do you know what I mean?
Take it. Absolutely, I'd take that in a heartbeat, and then beat Millwall.
Yeah.
Got to beat the wall, mate.
And then beat Brighton.
Got to beat them as well. I feel like West Ham, Millwall, Brighton.
Oh no, I know. The next 3 games are gonna be quite stressful.
Yeah. Massive,
you know what I think? I think the improvement at Ayew that we're seeing is a lot due to him understanding his role and knowing what his role is in the team now.
And and the relationship we have with Vieira. If you read a lot of the match programs, comments, stuff like that, Vieira's done a great job. No matter what's going on the outside, and just talking to him, nurturing him, speaking to him, encouraging him, even when he's going through that very barren spell. So again, I can't. I mean, I've always been a fan of his, but he wasn't producing. I've always been a fan of Ayew as far as his work rate, and I know we got a producer who's doing it lately. But listen, he's done a great job, and again, credit to the manager for just having faith in him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's one for you though. He's in the last year of his contract. Do we renew him?
It's a great question. I probably wouldn't, only because of the fact we have youth in Olise and Raksaki that could come in. I would hate to block them. But again, it's a lot like the Townsend issue. Do we have someone to replace him? And I think we have in Olise, and I think we have in Eze, and I think we have in Raksaki. I hate to block them. So as much as I really like what he's done, it'd be interesting.
He's on big money as well, isn't he?
Exactly.
Personally, I wouldn't.
Right.
Only in the only scenario in which I would is if he takes a pay cut and it's only a 1 year deal.
Like Benteke had done, right? Exactly.
Yeah, if it's a pay cut and a 1 year deal, then yes, we can talk about it.
The one thing I would say is I hate to go back to the past, but the previous manager today, he doesn't get anything out of that game. I'm telling you, man. You don't get nothing out of that game. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've moved on from that. I don't make any comments about the previous manager anymore because it brings up a lot of angst in my body. So I'm not gonna.
Because
And it just real quickly though, there's a comment made about not having youngsters. My understanding is that they couldn't play
they
today.
couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't play
They'd be
today.
available for January. But there's a bubble issue with the team,
Yeah,
and it's not that Vieira didn't want to put them on the bench and not use them. They just can't. They can't. There's a COVID
yeah,
protocol, so hopefully they should be okay though for the West Ham match. We're hoping so.
yeah.
They're
Really
injuries.
quickly.
So
The other thing about Gallagher is I think he might have COVID, but after 19 games, your yellow cards reset. So I
It
think
does.
we might have we've played 19. So I think they might have just like rested him to reset. Do you know what I mean?
But also rest him to rest him. Remember,
Rest him.
he's played every match but the Chelsea match. So
And
I mean, the
it's
kid
hard to
has
come out.
and hardly right. He come out late in matches. So I think either way, wherever the decision was, it was a masterstroke to get that kid some rest because either way, we're able to get through this match today. And if you're gonna rest him, Norwich isn't the team to rest him against because we need him against West Ham if he's available for sure.
Absolutely. Really quickly, Jason, buddy, I see you in the comments, man. Calm down. Calm down, bro. I've never seen somebody so doom and gloom. Like
We'll be all right, mate. We'll be all right.
You just won 3-0, bro.
We'll
Like
be all right.
Just to correct, MacArthur will be back in January, Jason. Schlupp is not going to AFCON.
He's not. Right.
And Gallagher cannot be recalled by Chelsea.
Right.
So listen, from
Right.
someone who is very pessimistic about Gallagher, please,
listen, Jason. Listen to Stan, please. Stan knows.
please, mate.
Stan is optimistic. We should all be good.
Come on,
Yeah.
Be good, man.
Yeah.
Come off it.
come on, man.
Right, exactly. So as we look at the makeup of this starting 11 for this game, was there any surprises to you all as far as what we went with?
I'm just so glad VG was back. Oh man,
That was my first one.
I tell you,
It
was because it's such a. It sometimes can be so love-hate with Vicente. Like he makes such great saves, but then he doesn't catch the ball, and it's like, come on, man. They almost scored the one where he decided to bat it out rather than catching it, and it's just like I love him for everything he does for us. And sometimes it's just like, man, if you could just catch the ball every now and again, we would be so solid.
You're also Anderson being back in, and I know I with Gahey. Now I know I killed him for the last match. I thought that Mora goal was still a joke, but the stat I'm sure you heard it too on the broadcast. They said that with Anderson playing, we've lost only 2 of 12, and with him not playing, we've lost 4 out of 6. So him playing is actually we win a lot. Well, obviously we are much better side with him in the side, despite the fact that he makes some errors that to me are poor. But him and Gahey are a very key partnership. So I was really glad to see those two back in the back four together today.
And they have such a great partnership. They look so comfortable.
They are good. I didn't think Gahey was that good today. Personally, I thought he was a bit rusty. He was a little bit rusty, I thought. But again, no need for panic. Do you know what I mean? But
right.
Yeah.
And once again, like in speaking about this comment, Tyrick is just so he's so
God. Jason, bro. Jason.
He's so consistent. He's just to a point now where he's never a worry for you. Nobody seems to be able to dribble past him. He's poised. Like
I thought that fella Plaheta Polski, so obviously my heritage. I thought he gave him a game today, though.
He did. He's a decent player.
That kid worked hard. Right. He worked hard for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tyrick just very solid. And another point I want to bring out. I mentioned in the past about getting a potential left back in, but I realized after the last match, Ferguson can actually play left back. He talked about it. He talked about it post match, and then I talked to my son, and I do he played left back and right back at West Brom.
He played both at West Brom.
So that eliminates us a need to get a backup, because obviously he'd be the one I'd put in there if Tyrick was to be injured. So
I would say as well, with Tyrick, I know this is going to seem ridiculous, but England call up?
No, that's not ridiculous.
He's definitely in consideration. I mean,
seriously, statistically the best left back in the Prem. Who's beaten him? Has Salah beaten him this year even? I think that's the only player to get past him.
Yeah, I
Salah
think with
got
England
passion,
though,
but he
he'll go with Southgate will go with more experience. So Shaw's not playing right now, so he wouldn't get called up. But I would, and Chilwell's injured right at this point. So the starting left back would be, don't even know who's the
Tyreek
starting left
Mitchell.
back. Nah, I wish it would be him.
But just very good, man. I just
Yeah,
thought,
no,
yeah, very,
he's very solid. He deserves it. I mean, I don't know when's the next window? Is it March? The next international
yeah,
window?
March.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we've got some time
international
till
window.
then, so we'll see. Yeah, but he's playing really well, and I'm
yeah,
happy
because
to
if you're
so
talking about quality of play, like
he's solid.
he's solid, top notch, week
Eight out
in
of
and
10
week
every
out.
game. Yeah,
So
every
I don't
game.
know if you guys saw it on the TV, but a Norwich fan ran onto the pitch and had
Yeah,
a
I did.
shot. And
Yeah,
apparently they were chanting, sign him up, sign him up, sign him up. And the Palace fans chanted back, he's
he's
just
just
too
too
good for
good
you.
for you. Yeah, it was good. And Benteke was laughing about it, and I saw it was the best moment of the game for their fans.
Yeah, they
That's a
said
long trip to
yeah,
watch that team play that badly. I'll tell you.
those Norwich fans were like loud, all super loud, but they were like disparaging their own team. It was just
Yeah,
hilarious.
they were trying against send Gilmore back to Chelsea. I mean, bloody hell, they were
Really?
3-0 and 5-0.
He's
That's what
their
they.
best player.
That's what I heard. I saw it, I heard it, and I read it. So I know it happened. So
Mate, listen, to put it into perspective as well, though, I know, like we said, a win's a win, we're happy, but Norwich
right.
haven't scored a goal since November.
Yeah,
Right.
It's nearly
I think it's
January.
400
And
and,
they've-
400
and I
something
think
minutes now. They haven't scored a goal.
it's only what, like 8 goals all year long.
Yeah. I mean, today's lineup. Not one player in the starting lineup for Norwich had scored a goal in the Premier League this season. I mean, again, that's what I'm saying. I'll take the 3-0, and I'm not
Goodness.
worried about what Norwich is doing. Because
But you
that's
know
a
what?
poor
Let me-
Whatever, man.
Let
But-
me
Exactly.
let me be
Take the
humble.
3
Let
points.
me be
Exactly.
humble. Let me
Exactly.
be humble because I know where those Norwich we know where those Norwich fans are right now. We've been there. We know what that feels
Yeah.
like. So
Of
let
course.
us be humble in our victories right now for sure. Okay.
You know what? West
I
Ham, though,
agree.
West Ham coming up, we need to exploit because they have a lot of players out of the back. They're very good going forward. They've obviously got Declan Rice, brilliant player, but they have a lot of players out of the back, and they need to
Right.
we need to exploit them.
I mean,
They
they
do.
haven't been playing just lights out. They're definitely beatable. Watching them.
They
recently.
were up to today. They were playing poor, but Watford just really terrible.
Watford's-
But they were down 1-0. I mean, the Dennis goal I saw was a brilliant goal today when they're up 1-0, but they just capitulated after that and to give up 4 goals at home. Watford are going down, and so are Norwich. So
Yeah, one of those teams in the bottom 3 is getting out of it. I don't know who
Newcastle probably, right?
No,
Newcastle.
no.
I mean, they played.
No, I
pretty
hope
well
not. I'm
against
just
Man
saying.
United, though. They
Actually,
played pretty well against Man
What about-
U.
Burnley though, man, like I hate playing against them, so I'd rather they go.
I mean, their style of play is what gets you every time. Like, I don't know.
But you know what, though, Stan? Rice didn't play today. They must have rested him.
Yeah, he got rested.
That's
Mm,
interesting. All right, we'll
Hmm.
see Saturday. So,
okay.
yeah.
Interesting
So,
stuff.
Watford
there.
team. I'm just like on the telly here. I've got the Watford highlights on. Like they are terrible, mate.
no, they're bad. Yeah, and then that's why I wanted to play them when we were going to play them, and it got postponed.
Makes you
but yeah,
makes you mad about what happened to us against them in the Carabao, huh?
Nah, we would have lost to Man City anyway, next round anyway.
The worthless club.
The FA Cup where it's at. Come on. FA
Yeah,
Cup
we
where
need-
it's at.
Yeah, we need really looking forward to that Millwall.
And by the way,
matchup.
just to go to that real quickly, in past years, we've always complained, well, the thing has always been, right? We can't put our strong side. We're in relegation fight, blah, blah, blah. We are 9th with that match coming up. Let's say we
At
drop down
Christmas
to
as
10th.
well.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not. I want to play the best side possible.
Ninth
Right,
at the
yeah.
end of the calendar year.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see the best side we can put out next Saturday against Millwall. I don't want to give them any. And they got, by the way, they're COVID ravaged too. By the way, I checked that out. So they're having issues also. So the point is, I want to take the cup very, very seriously this year because there's no reason why we should be looking down. Let's look up the league and let's look up in the cup because, why not? Why not?
Mhm.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We had somebody. I'm trying to find the comment. We had somebody ask if Zaha was confirmed. Here it is. Is Zaha confirmed for AFCON? Pretty much.
He
Yes.
is.
He's
Yeah,
been
he got-
selected.
he got
Hopefully Ross
selected.
selected him. So
He got selected, and then he actually acknowledged the selection.
Right.
on
So
social
imagine
media.
when he's going to leave. Him,
Mhm.
Ayew, and Kuyate are all going to be definitely gone. So
Yeah, I think
how long?
he said
2
good to
weeks?
be back.
3 weeks?
Oh man, it goes
I think it's a
from
month.
the entirety of the tournament is from the first week of January to the first week of February.
Exactly, it's a month. So it depends how far they get.
Yeah, I mean, now here,
So,
Ivory Coast, I don't think they're going to get too far. We'll see. But
They've got a good
Senegal,
team, though, no?
they always have good talent, but they don't seem to put it together. I don't know if it's I think it's really at the back. Sometimes they have some struggles. And the
Zaha,
goalie.
Pepe.
They got some attackers. They got Sebastian Haller.
Yeah.
They got some
He
attackers.
plays for Ivory Coast?
Yeah, Sebastian Haller.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
so I'm looking now, since we're on that subject. Ghana has Morocco, Comoros, and Gabon in their group. They should probably get through.
They should get
I'm
through.
assuming.
Yeah.
This can't be right. There's too many teams. Hold on a second. Look again. Hold on. That can't be right. There's way too many teams in that tournament.
Senegal's probably going to go decently deep.
Ghana
so
usually does well
be
too.
going
So
for, yeah, Ghana does pretty well.
well.
Senegal's got to be one of the favorites. They got to be.
Coyote, Mane, is Salisu Senegalese as well?
Yep. Koulibaly.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? He's an
No, that was right. So it's Gabon. Ghana has Morocco, Gabon, and Comoros in their group. Senegal has Guinea, Malawi, and Zimbabwe.
But they're
And
definitely getting through that.
Ivory
Definitely.
Coast has Algeria, Equatorial Guinea, and Sierra Leone. They probably get through the top two.
They should get through top two
So-
on that one. Yep. And Jeremy
Interesting groups.
Boga's also with the Ivory Coast too.
No, they've got
They've got
some
talent.
good attacking players for sure.
I mean,
do.
they've got, and then who at the back is Eric Bailly?
Bailly's Ivory Coast. Yep.
And
So
then
he'll be
they've
there.
got one other defender that's pretty good. There's Serge Aurier.
There you go, mate. They've got players playing in top Premier League teams.
Yeah,
So-
I think this is their goalkeeper. That's not that great though. Their goalkeeping game isn't that great. So, but we'll be without those guys. But like Patrick said, luckily we have the ability to field a strong team without those guys. Because I mean, we're just thinking, if we're thinking in the past, just not having Wilf at this time would have been.
By the way, it
detriment.
took 26 minutes to mention that Wilf didn't play today. We won 3-0. Seriously, see what I mean? Normally, that would never have happened. We would have been,
What are we
no
talking about?
matter who we're playing, right?
What
We're
are we
not
talking
Wilf.
about? Ninth
Yeah,
place,
so
no
that
Wilf.
shows you
Ninth
how
place,
far we've
no
come.
Wilf. What are we talking
Exactly. Yep. So
about? So, fellas, give me your man of the match for this game.
for me, it has to be Edward. Whereas Hughes, I thought Hughes was brilliant today in the midfield,
Goal,
but
2 assists.
again,
Yeah.
I've been on his case a little bit. Great job with his goal. Great job setting up the goals for Schlupp and Mateta. And just overall, I thought his link-up play was really good. And I know we're going to argue about this a little bit, T, but I'm telling you, I like him out wide. I just do. I like him out wide, drifting into the middle. I think he's involved in the game a lot more. And I like either Mateta. I prefer Benteke, but I think Benteke up front with him, with his hold-up play, would be really good. And he's done it in the past. I mean, he did a great job against Arsenal when he's playing out wide. But again, like I said, as long as he's on the field, I have no problem where he's playing. But I feel that he's better out wide. I don't want to pigeonhole him there, but I thought he did a really good job today. For me, just ahead of Hughes, I gave it to Edward today.
I think when you talk about Edward, Patrick, as well, I mean, a lot of people on his back, but what's it, 5 goals, 5 assists?
Four goals, 3 assists.
4 and
4
3,
goals,
yeah.
3 assists.
Yeah, we checked it earlier. 4 goals, 3
yeah.
assists.
And he's like, his link-up play, I think he's having a really good season.
Absolutely.
I think I genuinely do. You think he's come from Scotland as well, which isn't a great league, and he's shown that he can more than comfortably cut it in this division, like easy.
Right.
And I mean, he's got 4 goals, 3 assists, and he hasn't been a consistent piece out there game in, game out. I mean, if he's getting consistent 90s, who knows where he is right now. So
I'm going to give man of the match. Nick.
Don't put him on.
Hey,
Hello, Nicholas.
you're right. Sorry, I've had a week off because of COVID. And yeah.
How you feeling?
so he decided to join us from outside.
I ain't gonna
he
lie.
be outside.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm knackered, man. Just walking to the car, it's knackered me out. But I'm free to go. Tottenham was my first day out. So yeah, that's the other win over Christmas, isn't it?
Lovely.
But,
Yes, it is.
If we hadn't won today, I'd have been very surprised. Norwich, worst team I've seen at Sellers for a very, very long time.
Indeed.
Seriously, they weren't bad, so I'm not going to go overboard and get excited. We didn't miss Wilf at all.
Mm-mm.
I don't think we missed Connor today. But in second half, we just switched off. 3-0 at half time. I thought it was going to be 5 or 6 because I really wanted us to get our goal difference up.
Yeah.
But it's 0. Ninth in the league, but it's a tricky one to look at because you look at Burnley. What are they on? 13 points, but they've got 4 games in hand on us. So I know points on the board are important, but we're there. So I don't think we're going down this year. Put it that way. So we can relax a bit.
Going down.
What? Wait a minute. Look who we got here.
Going down.
Oh,
Get the boss on. Get the boss on. Going down.
I'm gonna record my reaction to it. I just came back. I just came here to say Jordan Ayew is gonna be a bigger miss than Wilfried Zaha next month.
Get your slander. Shut up.
And that is
Shut
it.
up.
Patrick, I'll talk to you soon for the player.
Get off.
Jordan Ayew has been one of our best players since the Leeds game, and he's going to be a bigger miss than Wilf.
Agreed.
Don't bring stats into it. Don't bring the goals into it because the goals don't show the truth.
Right.
The last
First part was right.
Jordan Ayew hasn't scored for 2 years. Listen, Jordan Ayew hasn't scored for 2 years. And
same guy that slagged off Jordan Ayew for 2 years. Same guy slagged him off for 2 years. You slagged him off for 2 years. You did. Slagged him off. I will give him the respect when it's true. Jordan Ayew on the ball makes prime Ronaldinho look like prime Jimmy Kebe. He's one of our best players. Honestly, Jordan Ayew on the ball. Get him off, T. Get him off.
That's all I came here to say.
Get him off his own channel, mate.
Are you mad? Prime. Did he say prime?
Mate,
Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
He's drunk.
Prime
He's
Ronaldinho,
drunk,
he said.
He's drunk.
Hey,
first
of all, I think D has a burner account. We all love Ayew.
That wasn't him. That was somebody else, by the way. That was somebody else. That was a D doppelganger.
Yeah, had to be.
Yeah, had odds on across the ball near the end, I would have scored, I reckon, because he was free in the box there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Will Hughes just came on. He did his post match on the on Sky Sports or the BBC or whatever, and he said that one of the reasons they took their foot off the gas is because they're absolutely knackered because they played 2 days ago.
Thank you. That's what I told Nick and them coming about. Yeah, most of those guys played. I mean, look at the lineup. I mean, of that lineup, we got Mitchell, Ward, Hughes, Kuyate, Edward. You almost played. They played 180 minutes in
3 days.
To me, to me, no injuries was the key, and too bad Anderson got hurt. But like
my man of the match is going to Mateta though, just because he
nice. Yes, man, love that. I love that. That's brilliant.
He got his chance and he done it, and you know what?
I love that.
Yeah, I just giving that to him because I thought when I saw the starting lineup, I was like, oh Jesus, why is he playing?
I think.
How about you, Nick?
My man of the match. It's got to be Hughes.
Yeah, nice. Good shout.
And I also agree with T's comments about Moshan, the assistant manager, getting the players going for the game. As you said, they could have switched off. You've also got to think that you've got a couple of players in there who are playing for places, thinking, right, okay, Gallagher's out. I'm going to try and keep a place here. And Kuyate had his best game for a long, long time.
Solid.
Yeah, he's been going missing a few times. I don't think Schlupp was as bad as you're making out. He had a few good runs. And he was all over the pitch. I'd like to see his heat map at the end. Greater, flappy hands a couple of times. What my saddest moment of the match was seeing Ward hand the captain's armband over to Luca when Luca came on. I think Ward should have kept it.
Why is that sad?
I've really got to big up.
Because he doesn't deserve it.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me.
Norwich fans.
He doesn't deserve it.
The Norwich fans, sense of humour. They know they're going down. And they just kept singing and kept going. They were even giving it the Olays when they were passing the ball about. So
in the first half,
they did do it. It was the first half. Listen, we've all been there as Palace fans, so we've all been there. So we know that.
I will say about Norwich though, they never give it a go, man. They come up, they take the money, they go back. Like they never give it a go. Like there's surely got to be like someone that can go and
invest,
put a bit of dough and invest into it, and like give them a chance. Do you know what I mean? Like it must be horrific as a Norwich fan celebrating promotion 1 year and just knowing 5 minutes later you're going back down.
Well,
but the thing is,
the fact that they come up and play so terribly. It's like, how did you get out of the championship with this team?
But they play so well in the championship.
They do.
What gets me about Norwich is they've got Lotus on their shirts. Surely Lotus shares must go down. They might as well have Lada or Skoda.
Lotus.
Lotus. That's false advertising, man.
They're a
Anyway,
self-funded
look.
team. You know what they do? I got to give them credit. Just staying in, just getting up in the first place. I mean, they don't have a billionaire owner. They're a self-funded team. They've got owners that are local.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for them, but you're right. They
Yeah.
should give it a bit of more of a go, and they don't. So
Mhm.
I'd rather like
Before I go,
a Newcastle go down, but whatever.
I'm sure all three of you will agree with me. DR came on. I thought you had held up a Guess Who character. Remember that game, Guess Who? Where you had to flip the people over. DR looks like somebody from that game now, man.
The man said prime Jimmy Kebe.
Jimmy
Get that man off the
Kebe.
channel.
Can we
Jimmy
clip that?
Kebe.
Hey,
Oh, we're gonna clip it.
I think
We're
it was
gonna
like
clip
it was around the.
No. I'll go back and
26%
rewatch.
minimum.
We're gonna clip it.
We're
We're gonna
have
clip
to.
it.
We're gonna have to.
Gonna
He's the
clip
one
that.
that does the clipping, so he better do it too.
You better put it up exactly.
Well, Nick, we appreciate
Before I
you,
go,
man.
yeah, West Ham, I'll be happy with a draw. I think a draw is going to be the best we'll get. I seriously think we'll struggle against them. But,
Yeah, we'll see, man. Who knows? I mean, if
We normally do. So
we get the
Yeah.
draw. I think if we get the draw, we probably stay top 10 too. If I had my guess. To it.
but happy betwixt us, everybody.
All right.
Happy
all
New
right,
Year,
man.
my friend. Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Happy Christmas, Happy New Year.
Bring on the next guest. Looks like we got Henry in here. What's up, Henry? How's it going, man?
You doing, Henry?
You all right? How's it going?
Yeah,
What do you make
good.
of that then? 3-0 win.
Hey,
Amazing.
man, got to take how you can get it. Get your
Yeah.
3 points and get out of there, man.
Prime Jimmy Keve. I'm still trying to get over that.
He's being funny, but that was a reach.
Listen, I agree that Ayew has been terrific lately, and I think he deserves a lot of credit because,
Agreed.
the stick he was getting was just untold.
Mhm.
And he's literally just come in and just played
Job. Yep.
the game. Like, he's I don't think I've seen him play better than this for, well, probably never, to be honest. And if he can score that worldie against West Ham that he did last time, next game, just saying,
Wouldn't that be great? Yeah.
that would be a welcome sight, wouldn't it?
No, I think everybody hasn't been on the IU train is definitely giving him his respect at this point because I don't think I think you'd be calling
And I
yourself
was one
a
of them
pretty
as
big
well.
liar.
I was so angry with him after the Man United game for that miss. And I was like, how does he get in this team? He does nothing, blah, blah, blah. And then the next game he scores. I'm like, get in. Maybe he'll change. And, you got to give it to him. But, I mean, I think today was just a sort of job done performance, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go in, you handle your business, you get the result that is expected of you, regardless of what happens in the midst of the game.
And I think against Norwich, like you guys were saying, that like they're really toothless. And against Norwich, you don't have to be your best, but you do have to take your chances. And then we did that, and Mateta comes from nowhere and scores. And I'm glad for him too, because I mean he's kind of been frozen out. Ever since last season without Brighton.
Question for you, Henry, on the Mateta side of it. What would you do with him?
I'd keep him if I could, to be honest, because I think there's something there to work with, and I think he can provide competition for our strikers. And I think the more competition in this team, the better, because I think before under Hodgson, we loved Hodgson, but he didn't really get that competition in the team. But I think now, even with like a depleted squad when the African players go to AFCON, we've got a team that isn't necessarily nailed on. You don't really know who's going to start. It could be Edouard, it could be Benteke. It could be that there's actual competition, which is really refreshing to see.
I realized though, all of our strikers have actually scored this season.
Every single one.
Now, Benteke, Mateta, and I mean, the main strikers, and we've got 8 goals out of them out of our 27. It's not a bad return considering we're not really a striker-focused, team. We really get a lot of our goals from midfield. So
that's true, and I think that's been missing before. People would have said that Palace's strikers aren't scoring enough, but now we look more of a threat in that area for sure.
Definitely.
So Henry, before we let you go, man, looking into the new year with our next 3 matches with West Ham, Millwall, Brighton, how many points are we taking from those 3?
West Ham, Millwall, Brighton.
Well, one's a cup game, so
Well, yeah, one's a cup game. I
so
think,
what do you think?
we should be aiming for at least 3 out of 6 in the league. I think the West Ham game is big. If we can't beat West Ham, let's get a point, because that wouldn't be bad at all.
Right.
Because they're a very difficult team to play. And then I think we have to aim to beat Brighton. And then the Millwall game, hopefully we can actually, win and stay in the cup for longer than 5 seconds. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It'd be real nice.
We've actually got to score a goal in the cup first.
Yeah, I don't know how
nice.
long it's been. I think Grimsby at home was the last time we scored.
Think about how crazy. Think about the limbs when we actually do score one.
It'd be mad, especially at Millwall away. Like, that's going to be crazy. Like,
Absolutely.
jeez.
Well, Henry, we appreciate you tuning in, man.
Yeah.
Always
Thanks
appreciate
for
you
having
being part
me.
of things.
Cheers,
man.
mate.
Take it easy now,
Cheers.
right?
Cheers,
Happy
Henry.
New Year.
Take care, mate.
Have a
Happy
good
New Year,
year.
buddy. All right.
The Norwich fans were singing to Billy Gilmore, "Fuck off back to Chelsea."
Fuck off back to
Yeah,
Chelsea.
I know. As I said that. Isn't that awful? I mean, but again, you
in
know
the
what?
US, they
It
were
was
trying
so
to mute it. They were trying to edit it. Like they were trying
Right.
to blur it because you could hear it. It was clear.
yeah. It was poor for them.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring on my man Nate here. Oh, did he drop out? Hold on. There he is. Hold on. Here we go. What's up, Nate? What's going on, man?
What a difference 2 days makes, eh?
Hey.
I mean, me and Pat had a bit of a back and forth on Twitter, but you know what I'm saying? I respected that Pat was just fighting the corner. But what I will say is, I'm the first to admit I've been on the Mateta slander bandwagon. So this isn't me saying Mateta's back again, all of that.
Yeah.
But I was pleased for him to score today, because the
Absolutely.
same people that are slaughtering Ayew, slaughtering Ward, slaughtering XYZ, I'm thinking, who can you pick on now today?
That's our fan base. Exactly.
Yep.
Because people often forget, our record at Tottenham away is,
Awful.
I don't want to swear here, but it's fairly pony. So
Really bad.
was I shocked that we
Really, really
lost?
bad.
Not really.
Right.
But when you look at today, you're thinking, okay, we should beat Norwich. Oh, but our lineup isn't that great. It doesn't matter. We're an established Premier League side. This Norwich side, as Stan said earlier, they come up, they go back down.
Mhm.
Yep.
They are the definitive yo-yo club. And look, we know how that feels. We were famous for it. We go up one year, we're down the next.
Yep.
I was thinking, okay, this Norwich team aren't great, but if we don't put them away, then we need to be a bit more worried, because obviously our next 3 games in all comps, let's just say that they're very important games. Granted, the West Ham game isn't exactly a massive game, but it is a London derby.
Mhm.
Right.
Next 2 after that, on the other hand, they're big ones. Obviously, when I saw the cup draw, I was like, oh boy, that's
game.
brave to give us Millwall away.
Yep.
It's a very big game.
Yeah.
Like I said, Nate, I mean, I just can't get my head around this. You know, I know this is a Palace program, but I can't get my head around Norwich, man. Surely, like, you've got to do something more than just go up, come down, go up, come down. Like, if I was a Norwich fan, I'd be
Pissed.
mate. I'd be absolutely fuming. Like, the reason you get into the Premier League, I'm not saying you've got to break the bank. We've never really broken the bank as a club since we've come up. Well, maybe like paying 30 mil for Benteke, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, you've got to give it a go. Like, getting promoted is a chance to build on something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're
for real.
They're literally taking the money and going.
Pretty much. I mean, if it's club, I don't know if they consider it club sustainability or what you want to call it, but
That's
For me,
that's
it
what I
feels
said.
like they treat promotion like a paycheck.
Right.
Yeah.
For them, it's just a case of, okay, we're too shit for the Premier League, but we're too good for the Championship. So what we'll do
Right.
is we'll snot the Championship, because it's easier to snot the Championship when you've got somewhat quality of players.
Right.
Like, if you've just come up from League One and you want to stabilize in the Championship, you're not really focused on promotion. But if you've just come down from the Prem, the pressure is on to get back into the Prem.
Yeah.
That's why Fulham have come up and gone back down. Fulham have spent so much money over the last 2 years they've been in the Prem that it didn't work out. Norwich, on the other hand, don't care about what if they're in the Prem or the Champ. They just want the parachute payments if they get relegated, because that sustains them for what, 2, 3, 4 seasons, but then they come back up again. So they don't even get the full packet of parachute payments. So like Stan said, if I was a Norwich fan, I'd be pissed, because you're thinking Ipswich are nowhere near us. So we now have a chance to put distance between us and our nearest rivals in terms of we're an established Premier League side competing in the cups. But they're just happy with getting relegated and then getting promoted. I'd be pissed if that was us. I'd be like, no. The whole point of getting up to the Premier League is to stay there. It's no good coming up and going back down again.
Hold on. Dean Smith is questioning the penalty. He said, Will Hughes won himself a penalty rather than earned it. I was like, mate, it's a stonewall penalty.
What?
Listen. Don't take Dean Smith that serious. Bear in mind, he loves to make everything about him. Was it a penalty? Yeah, it was. Because if it's at the other end of the field, he's crying penalty. He's only saying that because it went against them.
Because it went against them. Yep, exactly. I realized
one thing I say about the Norwich, though, as far as their model, is that they do sell a lot of their best players. In the past, they sold Madison, they sold Buendia this season to Aston Villa. So I get what you guys are saying. They sold Gibson, right? They sold the two twins they had. They sold some good players. So again, listen. We've all been there. I've been a Palace fan for 50 years. Don't look it, but I have been. All right. So I've seen Palace do the whole yo-yo thing and being frustrated at us not giving it a go under Jordan, whatever, or under Goldberg, whatever, going down. So I've seen it. So, and I get it, but. Like I said, I get what they're trying to do. They're a self-sustained club with owners who are local, who are not billionaires, and they want to just, they want to go up, stay down, go up, down, because they know they'll get promoted again next season. So,
I think Norwich's main investor is the Premier League because they can get paid.
That's a great point. Absolutely, it is.
That's their main investor.
It's the biggest investor. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not even going to lie. Do you know what it is? I think Delia Smith has had so much of the Christmas sherry, she probably won't even see the result today.
I saw her on the telly, mate. I saw her on the telly.
Where are you? Let's be having you.
Her husband was next to her, and she was discussing the tactics and stuff.
Mate.
So, do we think PV comes back on Saturday?
Should be out of isolation by then for sure. He'll be back by then.
I hope so.
As long as he isn't showing any symptoms or still getting a positive test.
So
I think hopefully, he's anyway, and we need him back, man.
Yeah. I mean. At least, though, I feel like we're in good hands. I do feel that.
Gents, before I jump out, let's just put it this way. If this was on the Roy Hodgson, this would have been a poxy 0-0, a poxy 1-0 defeat, or an even worse 1-0.
Totally agree.
Stan said it earlier.
I don't know who he is. Who's that? I don't know no Roy Hodgson, man. I don't know no Roy Hodgson. Man. Less of that, man. He put me through so much pain, man. I don't even deal with that man's name anymore.
Hey, Patrick, seeing as you've been there for the Mullery era, I don't think Hodgson was as bad as Mullery, in fairness.
Mate, Trevor Francis.
Mullery, Peter Taylor, Trevor Francis. I started, my first manager was Bert Head, Malcolm Allison, Terry Venables. I've seen them all, mate. Hodgson did a job, but honestly, his tactics put me to sleep and made me as mad as anybody, man. It wasn't a bad guy, good man, but good man. But seriously,
but listen, nobody could be as bad as Frank de Boer. Let's be honest.
Well, it wasn't around very long, but you're right about that. It didn't last that long.
Like, how do we get smoked 3-0 at home to Huddersfield? I'm still pissed at that.
Tactics, man, tactics.
They were actually saying on the broadcast that Palace is the only team to survive relegation after losing its first 7.
That's right.
We're the only team that's ever done it in the
Premier League. We even gave the Seaweed a 7-game head start and still finished above them.
There you go, man.
Thank you.
I've always found that funny. That they're saying, "Oh, but you'll get relegated." You had a 7-game head start, and we still finished above you. And then the following season, they took 6 points of us and still needed us to actually keep them in the league.
To keep them in the league, yep, exactly. We'll
appreciate George Burley. Who remembers George Burley? Champagne football for 10 minutes a game, and then it was like 3-0 defeat, 4-0 defeat, 3-0 defeat, 4-0 defeat.
Literally.
But at least Burley gave us Friedman, so I'll take him. At least Burley gave us Friedman as an assistant, and then as a manager, and then he's here now. So I'll take that.
I still can't forgive Friedman for that New Year's Day game away at Millwall. I still can't forgive him for that.
No, don't talk about that. No, don't talk about that. No.
No, but in fairness, Pat, that's what put Friedman in charge. So it kind of worked out in the end.
It kind of worked out. Exactly.
But no, still, the fact that Jason Punchin of all people would score a hat-trick against us is like...
I know.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I love Punch, though, so I'm not no slander towards Punch. I love Punch.
I know.
So.
Listen, Punchin's always going to be remembered for that FA Cup final goal, so I'm not mad at him. But
I was there, man.
mate,
The best
why?
5 minutes of my life.
I was there too, up in the gods.
I
was crying, man. I was crying after that. I was crying.
Now, listen, boys, it's been a pleasure. If you guys want to jump on our show later on, we'll be more than happy to have you.
Send us
the
link, mate.
Send us the link.
Yeah. No, we'll send the link. Don't worry. But listen, big win, and what was all the panicking about? Oh wait, it's Palace. I should have known.
Exactly. Here you go.
We're getting relegated. No.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, big dog, take it easy, man.
Cheers, mate.
Palace, Nate. All right, mate. Cheers, mate.
Gonna bring on AJ for the end of the show here. AJ, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Evening, fellas. I felt compelled to phone in when I heard Ronaldinho, Jordan Ayew, and Jimmy Kebe in the same sentence.
Come on, what are you talking about?
I'm thinking, hey, listen, they need to listen. The next time, they just stop giving DR beer at that place, because he's moved mad. But nah, man, it was a good. Oh man, so much better today, man. So much better today. Shout out to Vicente Guy to back and go. That made me more relaxed, and clearly we would look better with that. Yep. It is very obvious that Anderson and Gay are the best partnership, hands down. Can't challenge that. Don't want to see it challenged. Well, at least for the foreseeable, because
he's injured, Anderson, isn't he?
Well, hopefully not, because what happened was there was a couple of times where the bench was signaling to him saying, look, you're good. And he kept on sort of putting his thumb up. And then it was only sort of towards that last sort of 5-10 minutes when Tompkins came on, he kind of turned around and said, nah, I need to come off. So hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, it's maybe just something like a little hamstring pull or something like that.
A little bit of rest. Hopefully a little bit of rest would be all right.
The thing is, right, you see the differential defensive-wise is with the difference between sort of having Tompkins or anyone else in there as opposed to any of the other two is with Anderson today. Anderson was able to spray the ball around. Gabe sort of protects that space and that element. So they kind of just work off each other's workforce, if that makes sense.
Right.
So what kind of happens is when you kind of got Tompkins in there, Tompkins ain't going to do that sort of same job. He will defend, and when the ball's running at him, he'll kind of do his job. But in comparison to sort of when Gay is there, Gay will sort of run into a certain player or he'll sort of clash into a certain player. With what was it, Ida? They had up front for Norwich today.
Ida.
Every time he came in,
international footballer. Do you know that he plays international?
He's Irish, isn't he? Isn't he Irish?
How does he play? He's terrible.
Yeah, mate. Listen. Let me tell you something. The best player for Norwich today was the dude that ran onto the pitch and volleyed it and still smashed it 30 yards wide.
We said that, the fan. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. No. I'll tell you what. On a side note, those Norwich fans were giving me life today, man. Oh man. They even did. So I heard you lot mention, obviously, signing him up and all the rest of it, right?
Right.
There was even a bit where it was getting so bad, right? They turned around and they said, right, everybody, after 3, we're going to pretend we're celebrating a goal. And then they went 3, 2, 1. And the whole crowd started mental.
Oh, my God.
And then obviously we were just like, what the hell was that sort of thing?
Right.
Oh, man. Norwich were good fans, man. Good fans.
They were good spirits, man.
That's it. Exactly. It's good to see once in a while, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you've got to change it up. Hughesy for me, man of the match. He was the nuts today, man. He was breaking up play, creating beautiful passes, getting in those final third tackles. Will Hughes was the man of the match for me. I mean, notable Edward was quality. And to be fair, any of the two of them could have won man of the match for me. But if I had to pick one out of the two, I would have probably just said maybe Hughes would have edged it for me.
Okay.
From what I saw. Because in all fairness, I mean, Edward was quality today. Mateo was right. I mean, he got his goal. There was a bit of banter in the stands before the game saying, I bet he bangs a hat-trick today or something like that. But hey, the man scored. Although I would say it's nice if he just scores and then hopefully goes back to mains because the man costs too much money.
Yeah.
For me. He costs too much money, man. Like, he's good and I'd have him. But I think, what's the buyout? 20 million or something like that?
No, it's like, I thought it was like 16 or 18.
15,
like
yeah.
that.
That's still bad enough, mate. Like, for a club like Palace to spend 50 million on a third choice striker, it just ain't the one for us.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, if there's some way that we can negotiate the price down to keep him,
I'm hearing we're going after the Real Madrid striker, aren't we? Morale.
Yeah.
So so maybe we might go and get him instead. I mean, to be fair, for what Mateta did today and what he did against Brighton, the corner flags can rest easy. Go back to Germany, do your thing, mate. We appreciate what you've done. Or, you know what I mean? Like 15 million, you're all right.
Right on. Well,
And
AJ,
you know
man,
what?
we appreciate you coming on, brother.
It's all good, man. And you know what? But like my man said before, what a difference 2 days makes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
All right, AJ, mate. Take care. Happy New Year,
Take
mate.
it easy, fellas, man. Take it easy.
All right.
So before we wrap up, Patrick, I just want to, you got any stats you can throw at us just so we can get a good recap of what we saw here today?
Sure. Give me 1 second, please.
Right.
Let me just check here. So possession was a lot more even than I thought. 51% Palace, 49% for Norwich. Expected goals, 2.08 for Palace, 0.71 for Norwich. Okay. Shots, and someone said that's why they were a little nervous. Palace 19, but actually Norwich had 12 shots on goal.
Yeah, I feel like they had a good amount of shots in the second half.
Yeah. Pass success rate was not good for either side. 78% for Palace, 79% for Norwich. And shots inside the box, Palace 17, Norwich had 7. And good battle in midfield. Duels 1, Palace 68, Norwich 45. But the most important stat as usual was Crystal Palace 3, Norwich 0. So
and you know it. All right, fellas. So before we wrap this up, just want to hear from you all what you feel is needed going into the weekend with the matchup with West Ham.
I would say probably if we can get Gallagher back, obviously bring him in. I'll be honest with you, I would put Zaha on the bench. Big call, but I'll put him on the bench. I would put him on the bench because I think that he needs a bit of a reality check. Obviously, I'm not slandering him. He's the king. Don't get me wrong, but I think he needs a bit of a reality check. If Elise's around, you know, if he's fit, or Eze, give one of them a go because I think it's time.
So you think so Zaha on the bench. So who's your front three then?
Eze, Benteke, Edward.
Okay. Right on. What about you, Patrick? What do you think we need to have happen lead up into the weekend?
I would go with honestly, I'd go with Edward up front and with Zaha and Ayew. We've been doing that, but the reason I'd play Ayew and Zaha, no point in benching either one of them because you're gonna lose them anyway. So I'd give them. I get one loss, go out of both of them. Yeah. Again, we got Millwall next. They're not gonna be around for Millwall. I'd play Kouyaté also because I was thinking about resting him, but there's no point resting him. He's gone after that game also. So I would have given him a rest and maybe put Luka back in there with Gallagher and Hughes. But honestly, back four, if Anderson okay, keep them the same. Again, I would have Kouyaté in there, put Gallagher back in there with Hughes, and I wouldn't bench Zaha. I don't think it's a good look. I don't think it accomplishes much with him leaving anyway. He's not a child. You have to punish him. I think he knows what he did wrong. He apologized after the game. Let's get him back out there. Hopefully, steal a point off of West Ham. I'll take a point right now and run away with the point with West Ham. My main focus, honestly, is the cup game and the Brighton game.
Right.
I'm not that upset if we lose to West Ham on Saturday. I'm really concerned about getting the players that are out, either injured or sick, back, like getting Olise back into the squad, Eze back into the squad. You know what I mean? And I like to get them. I would start those two hopefully against. Honestly, I wouldn't start them against. I would bring them on against West Ham at some point, but I'd love to see Eze and Olise start against Millwall. Honestly, so that's what I am with that.
100%. And I'd love to see Ferguson play a lot against them too.
Yes, that would be great too.
Yeah, I think that is the game.
Yeah,
I think that's the game that you want to see him get some significant minutes in. I would say. Yeah, I wouldn't want to change too much. I mean, I wouldn't want to bring Zaha back in because, like you said, we're going to be losing him. I think right now with the way Edouard's playing, I think you give him that run out there and keep Ayew on that right side. The midfield is probably the place where the most change come in, but I think if Connor's ready, you slide him back in there for Schlupp and keep the rest the same. I mean, I'm so impressed with the way Hughes is playing. Like, I don't think you do anything with him. My main hope is that hopefully Anderson's okay.
Yeah,
I think that's the main thing.
It's a big worry for sure.
Yeah, because I think, and then also having Vicente back there, I think Vicente might end up you know, with him back there, it's like 1 goal given up, maybe 2 against West Ham. Compared to, I feel like if Butler's in there, we'll give up 3 or 4. and that's I say that because it's not because Jack Butler isn't a decent goalie. It's just the fact that Guaita will make that tough save for you.
He will. He'll pull it out the top drawer when you need him to, for sure.
Yeah. So looking forward to that one. But hey, once again, wrapping up another great show, but most importantly, wrapping up another great win for the Palace, putting us into the top 10 going into the new year. I don't think there's much. Think about that, man. Think about we're 9th place halfway through. Like, how good does that feel?
With all those draws too, right?
Hey, those look at those points got us though.
7 points off the top 6 as well, so not too bad, man.
Absolutely. I mean, because if you think about it, we're a 2-game bounce off of being seriously embedded into the top 10.
Right, exactly right. 7th to 10th, exactly right. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, but we appreciate you all tuning in today. I think that the stream got up to almost 100 live at one point. But shout out to everybody. Nice. Yeah, that was out there tuning in. We appreciate you
guys.
all.
Really appreciate that.
Looking forward to this coming weekend. Hopefully, getting our gaffer back, getting some guys back to push on and go forward. So, as always, up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.